Hey everyone, it is Tanya. Welcome back to the channel, or welcome if you are new here. Today I am back with another apartment renovation in our New York City inspired Brownstone series. And this is going to be a two-story apartment. This is a two-floor apartment over on the right side of this build. And it's an apartment for a family of 8 Sims. So it's a little bit of cramped, but I really like how this build came out. I thought it was a fun challenge to try and fit in that many Sims in this space. So I end up having a primary bedroom that has enough space for 2 parents and an infant. There is also a kids room that has 2 beds in it, and I believe a single kids room, as well as a room that is for a teenager or young adult who lives here with their partner. So lots of Sims here. You could definitely customize the rooms to your liking, and maybe the one that I have the young adults in could actually be for grandparents instead. There's a lot of different ways you could play this out to fit the 8 Sims, but I really like how I did it, and some of the rooms are a little bit small, but I think that's quite realistic anyway. Either way, I really hope you will enjoy this build. If you do, make sure you give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see the rest of the series. We have 2 more apartments coming out later this week. And that'll be the end of this series, which I'm really excited to share all of it with you. And these builds will be available for download shortly. In a couple of days when the tour goes out, I will make sure to upload the full furnished lot. I'm just going to make sure to go through and play test it first. So in a couple of days, that should be live on the channel. But for right now, you can see all of the process so far. I'm actually really excited to film the tour video. I think I'm going to do that later today. Where I'm going to go through and show off everything. And there are, I believe, 9 units, including 10 units, including the townhouse on the right or on the left that has 4 stories of just one home. And then there's also 1 unfurnished apartment. I wanted to leave 1 that way. So that way, even if you download the furnished version, there's one that you could fully customize for your sim. So you'll see that when we get to it in the tour in a couple of days. But for this one, I wanted this to be a very family-oriented, realistic-looking apartment, even though it is 2 stories. And I'm not sure how realistic that is, but I thought it'd be a fun idea to have a variety of different spaces in this building. So we're working on the kitchen now, and I liked the layout I had here, having the fridge kind of tucked between the windows, and then we have a table over on the other side. This is one of the units that I decided to keep the older appliances and stuff in, but they have newer tiles in the space, which I thought was nice. I really wanted to use this round table, but it didn't really fit there, so I will be swapping it out for a rectangular table against the wall instead to really utilize the space in here. And yeah, just figuring out a dishwasher over here and some other decorations on the counters. I believe I ended up getting some really pretty flowers in this space. I was also trying to sort of make it feel spring-like, just because that is the season I am approaching in real life. So I tend to try and portray that a bit in my Sims builds. So I believe I ended up getting some really cute flowers on the table over here, which this is the one I ended up grabbing. And I paired it with these chairs from Cats and Dogs. So you could have 4 Sims sitting here at a time. Obviously, there's not enough space for everyone in this household to sit down, but I don't think it's realistic that you're going to have all of your Sims eat at the same time anyway. So I thought that was fine. But just adding a trash can over here, and I end up getting this little organizer as well, which is from Dream Home Decorator. I just thought it was a nice realistic piece to put over there for some extra storage, and then the parenting board I thought would be really nice in this space as well. So that's the majority of what's in this kitchen. I also really like these curtains. I've been using them a lot lately in builds. They are from Growing Together, but for some reason they have some really weird shadow problems sometimes. So 2 of the curtains in this kitchen have that shadow issue, unfortunately, but the other one looks okay, and I still liked them in this space, so I decided to keep them. But we're decorating the table now. I got a bread box as well as some paper towels, and these are those pretty flowers I had mentioned, these yellow ones from, oh goodness, I want to say those are from Cool Kitchen. They might be. And so are the cutting boards that I put in every build. So that's what those are. And then downstairs we have a kind of split bathroom where you walk in and you're in the room with the sink, and then there's a door into the room with the toilet and the shower. And unfortunately, this is the only bathroom in this apartment. I did have to cut some corners to fit 8 Sims in here, so it's a little bit of a tight squeeze, but I did make sure to have 2 sinks so 2 people could brush their teeth and wash their hands and stuff like that. And you could come in here and wash your hands or whatever while somebody else is in the other room showering or going to the bathroom. So I thought that helped at least a little bit. But decorating the space with this organizer for all sorts of stuff to get ready in the morning and a cute little bunny toy maybe one of the kids left in here. Also got a plant. I think this room came out pretty cute. I was pretty happy with the layout I went with in this space and having a separate room for the toilet and shower, which isn't something I do very often. I also used these towels from Growing Together to make it look like there are a bunch of towels hanging up for all of the kids. I thought that was really fun. So just doing that now, I'm getting a nice little bath mat and I believe something on the wall here. Yeah, I got a couple of these little paintings from Base Game. Really leaning into like the flowers and the leaves and greenery in this build since I wanted that spring vibe. And I believe I got a couple of bathrobes as well. Yeah, so that should be it for the bathroom space. And we have some washer and dryers in the hallway and I believe just a place to hang up some family portraits as well. The hallway's pretty simple. Just wanted to make sure I had the door in there. I realized I forgot that. And then I'm starting to work on the living room, which I tried a few different couches and it took me a while to figure it out. But I actually ended up using the sectional from Dream Home Decorator in here in this green swatch. I thought it was so pretty and I ended up adding some pillows on it from the Modern Luxe kit and some stuffed animals. And I just think that it ends up being such a fun, cozy living room. And while not 8 Sims could fit on this couch, it looks like a lot more Sims could fit here. So I thought it was a good way to fill up this space and make it feel like it was for a big family. So that's what I decided to do. I just got some blue and beige pillows on here to go with the green. I thought that was a nice mix and I ended up grabbing quite a few of them. And then the plushie I add, I believe, is from the kids' room stuff pack. I'm not sure when I add it, but I ended up thinking it looked really cute here, just sitting up on the couch. This one right here. It's so cute. I love this stuffed animal. I try to add it to couches and beds and stuff a lot because it just looks adorable. And we don't have that many plushies that look like they're actually sitting down on a surface like that. So I thought that one looked nice. And then I realized this swatch existed of these curtains and I had to bring that into the kitchen as well. But it's so perfect and colorful. I loved it so much. So I had to use that here in the living room. And then we're just going to finish decorating this space. I end up getting some paintings on the walls, some shelves hanging up with a bunch of family clutter. And I just think this space ends up looking really friendly and happy. And I love those paintings. I think those ones are from, oh goodness, I think that's movie Hangout, if I'm remembering. But that's not a swatch I use too often, but I felt like it just matched so well with this room with the blues, greens, and purples I had going on. I also got a bookcase over in the corner, and then this is the coffee table I opted to use. And then I changed my mind a couple of different times on where I wanted the TV. I started with it over here, but I'm pretty sure I changed it to be on the wall with the curtains instead. If I'm correct on that, I think I did. Or at least I thought about it. No, I did. I moved it over there and then I rotated the coffee table. Over on this wall, I don't end up having a lot. But over in the corner here, I do add a couple of wall shelves and I put like some books up there. And I believe the little owl statue, yeah, this one right here from Growing Together, I just thought it was really cute. And since I was really focusing on a big family here, I thought that was perfect for this space. We got some like puzzles and board games and all of that sort of stuff. Just like extra storage space, but it's also sort of decorative. So getting those base game books and of course a little plant up here as well. Or at least I thought about adding a little plant. Did I add the little plant? I'm not sure. I almost always add the little plant, so maybe I didn't today. Instead, I just got some like baby decor. So we have this basket of toys. I have some diapers and stuff up on that shelf for easy access. And then I also grabbed a toy box over here. And I didn't like that one, so I decided to grab the one from Growing Together instead, which I just prefer in general. It just looks more realistic to me than having like a big plastic one. But I guess it depends on the person and what sort of family you have. I just don't like the look of the other one, so I didn't add that. I did, however, get a basket of clothes, like a laundry basket, like somebody was actively folding laundry in this space. Once again, just a nice realistic touch in my opinion. So that should be pretty much it for this living room, other than I do end up adding a little chair over in the corner by the TV, a little bear chair. I think it's in base game, but it's like for toddlers. I think kids can sit in it too. I'm not sure who can sit in it. Maybe everyone can, but I associate it with toddlers, and so we should be grabbing that here any moment now. This little bear chair, it is so cute. Look at it. It's just perfect for this space. I loved the idea of that, so I needed to include it. And of course, getting some paintings in any of the empty spots, trying to fill that in with some book bags and making sure nothing felt too empty in this space. Oh yeah, got some shoes as well. And is that actually it for the living room? I think it is. Yeah, we're moving upstairs now and starting with the hallway, which I just put a couple of paintings and a hallway runner rug. It wasn't too big of a space, so I didn't have a lot I could work with there. But this is that primary bedroom I had mentioned that also has the crib in it. I'm using the same curtains I used downstairs, which I think are so pretty. And I paired them with this bed from Eco Lifestyle with this yellow pillow on it. I thought that was also really nice. And I painted the walls in here green. And I decided to match the crib to that as well. So there wasn't enough space for this baby to have its own separate room, but I think it's pretty realistic for them to share a room with their parents for a while anyway. And there are a teenager or young adult and their partner living here. And at some point, I assume they will move out. So that room could be repurposed for the baby eventually. But for now, this is what we have. I also added this like little diaper caddy over on the side of the crib that came in base game with the infant update. But I always forget it exists. But today I remembered, so I decided to include that here. I thought that was nice. And then this little chicken decorative piece up above the crib I thought was adorable. And just a dresser and mirror over here. I just thought the base game ones fit pretty well with this bed. I didn't want this space to feel like overly modern. I wanted it to be more of a realistic family home. So there's a mixture of furniture pieces. I feel like the bed looks a lot newer, but the bedspread is more handmade. And then some of the furniture pieces are older. But anyway, moving on to the next bedroom. This one is for two Sims who have bunk beds. I don't know if they're twins or how you want to figure this out, but they're two children. And the room is very green and purple, which I had a lot of fun with. This is one of the bunk beds, I believe, from Dream Home Decorator. And I just tried to pick two swatches that had the same wood tone that would go together nicely. And I don't think this is one I go for too often, so I opted for that. I also got some of these posters from the Kids Room Stuff Pack. With the little singer on them. I think that is so cute, and a poster about like reading and stuff. I wanted them to have slightly different personalities, but in general, you know, kids are experimenting with what they enjoy and their hobbies and stuff. So I just put a bunch of stuff around in this space. It could be pretty generic for whatever Sims you have in mind. You could swap out any of the decorations. I just wanted to add some colorful posters in here, and I also got this little like horse thing with like paintings and drawings over on the bedside table, and then a wall like height chart, as well as a closet. I opted for this one from base game in a purple swatch, which I thought was really pretty. And then I think I just get a lamp over in the corner. Yeah, that should be it for that room. And then we have two more over here. This one is going to be for the older child and their partner. And then the one next to it is going to be for another kid that has their own room, because I couldn't fit like all of the Sims in one room. So, you know, this one kid is lucky that they're not sharing a space, but maybe they were either born first or after the fact, and the other two that share a room are twins. I'm not sure. There's a lot of storytelling that could go into that, but regardless, it is what it is. And that's how I was able to figure out the floor plan. This room is very like red and blue, inspired by the swatch of this bed, and it matched perfectly with these curtains from base game. So I really enjoyed that, and it ends up being pretty simple in here. Obviously, there's some pretty vibrant colors, but I didn't want this room to feel busy and cluttered, so I didn't add like a ton of clutter in here. We have a lamp and some books on the bedside table and like a couple of other things, but it's not busy. I tried to just keep it like maybe these Sims are temporarily living here, or they're in the process of moving out or something like that. Obviously, I don't have boxes, like they're not currently leaving, but maybe they're looking for a new place, or they temporarily moved home and so this is where they're staying, that kind of idea. So it's pretty simple. We have some clothes over in the corner, this little jewelry box piece, and a little plant up here as well, and the giraffe statue, which I think is so cute. And then this is the last kids room. It's very blue. I ended up using this bed from the Kids Room Stuff Pack, which I don't use very often for some reason. I don't know why, because I really like this particular swatch with the trees and the birds on it. I think it's really cute. So I ended up using that here, and the matching bedside table that also comes with that pack, which I also don't use very often, but I do know why. For that one, it's just because it's massive. It's so big. I don't know how to fit it in spaces most of the time, so I don't usually but I thought it was kind of okay in this room, so I opted for that instead. And then I also got these drawings on the wall and like some space posters and, you know, just trying to add some fun personality to the space. I also got a Plum Bob poster up above the bed and a like spaceship light, which I think is really fun, a little rocket light. So adding that here and then figuring out a couple of like other little decor pieces to put on the bedside table and figuring out a rug and what else to put in this space because it is really small, but it was nice to be able to fit all 8 Sims in this apartment. I'm pretty proud of this one. I really hope you enjoyed it as well, by the way, because we are just about done with this one, which means we have 2 apartments left in this series, which will come out in the next couple of days. So with that, we're going to be heading on into screenshots. I really hope you enjoyed this. If you did, make sure you give this video a big thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you'd like to see more, and click that bell to be notified when I upload. Thanks for watching. Bye, everyone.